Yeah, what's up YouTube? It's Maceo here with a market forecast. It's now December 31st, 2023, last day of the year. So market is just about opening now. It's 5:01. It's my first time actually doing a YouTube video. So before I get into this, I just hope you guys enjoy the content that I'm about to start bringing for the new year. I pray and I wish all you guys the best, all you upcoming traders, all you traders who've been trading for a while now. It's been a calling, I guess, for some time now to actually share any type of knowledge and understand that I do have in the foreign exchange market. I've been trading for a few years now, but was profitable for a year, I'll say now. But I'll get into that more on another video, I guess. Today is I'm just trying to focus on just doing market forecasts. So, not to waste any time, let's get into it. Right now, we'll go over GU, I guess. So, the way I trade won't be how everyone else trades, but I'll say that first of all. So I usually stick on one time frame when it comes to trading, mainly because I can get a better story of that and I actually go off of what's happening in the moment. I don't look at what happened last month or versus what happened 4 weeks ago. Like, I don't look at that unless unless the price gets in a certain area at a certain time in the past, then I'll look into that. Or if I'm on a time frame and I don't see any type of activity within that time frame, then I'll go probably on a higher or a lower time frame. So the lowest I go on would be a 15-minute time frame. The highest I would go on is probably the daily, but it's more so the 4-hour I would scope on through, but I just trade off the 1-hour time frame. So for me, what I'm seeing now for GU, we've had some consolidation. I could say like a major structural consolidation. So if I go on a 4-hour, I know that all of this right now, from this zone to this zone, these are highs. And then you have this range right now. So that right there shows me that price it made a new high, it made a high, made a low, it made the CMI. So it's not consolidating us yet, I could say, but you could potentially see if it could go back down here, but that would be weeks to come. On the 1 hour, what I usually trade off, all these blue are just zone areas that I have, so this could be removed. This was a setup that I had, but I didn't take position on that. I trade divergence also. Got a break of that, the retest to push up. So now price made a new high. So if I put a line here, you could see that price actually broke some of the highs right there. It's recent highs. So that is something you could take in consideration, but now you can't, this is where I say you can't always focus too much on past, because this happened the 14th of December. We are now going on the 1st of January in the next couple of hours. So I won't be looking too much on this part right now. I'll be looking more so on previous structure. So if I was to draw the structure out, you have the impulse here, you have the correction here, you have continuation, you have push up again, which could have made a full now impulse, correction that never finished off with the continuation but made a double bottom, pushed up, made an impulse, correction, made a push up and out. So this right here indicates that this was a new structure that was formed. Impulse, correction, continuation. So now what I would anticipate for after I had this impulse, correction, continuation, I would look for this to be a structure that could potentially be a retest area to actually go higher. Now with that being said, price doesn't always do what you anticipate for it to do. At the end of the market does what it wants to do. We have no control over what the market does. We only can anticipate based on our strategies and rules that we have set in place to take a trade or to be active in the market. So anytime where someone's saying, well, the market's going to do this, or that's more so anticipating, but not predicting, because we can never predict what price is going to do. We can anticipate due to previous data that we have back tested over the years or months. You know what I mean? So that's something I'll get into with on other videos as well, with other traders, or how I'll say the people on Instagram or other so-called forex gurus, what they try to implement in upcoming traders. So with that being said, what I'm looking at right now is price broke this high, retested it, tried to give you a push out, but failed to continue its continuation, and it went back to this support area. So right now we're at this support range. So for me, what I would anticipate for would see if price wants to break out of these areas here. If it does, I'll wait for a retest, and then I would carry it back down to these lows here. That would be one of my options there. Now my second option, because price never finishes rally up at the beginning, I can only say that I could wait for a potential break of these areas right here, get a retest, and then I continue buys. But you can also try to see how best you could try to counter this by also waiting for some kind of break and retest. So like on a lower time frame, you might could see something a little bit better. So right now, you have a structure that is formed right now. You have an impulse, correction, continuation. You have another part coming out that didn't break these highs. So you could potentially also wait for price to break these highs here. If price was to break these highs right here, then you could potentially see price break, retest either this or this trend line that it could retest back to, and then you could take it, carry it up to there. And now back on the 1 hour, this is how it would be if you were to take the buy on this. But you don't just enter, buy or sell, and you don't predict the market, you just react to the market. So you just wait for your alerts to trigger off, or for certain candles to get into your confirmation areas, and then you take it off from there. But that's the GU for now. So I don't have any setup right now, so I'll just set probably some alerts and go from there. UJ has been on a beautiful downtrend at the moment. This was the last setup I had that I didn't take, mainly because I wasn't traded for the Christmas holidays. So I ended my last trade on gold on the 20th, I think it was the 23rd. Christmas was the 25th. That's on Monday. So I think it was the 22nd or 23rd. 22nd, because the 24th was Christmas Eve. That was Sunday. So the 22nd was the last time I took a trade. That was a gold trade for the buy. So this I didn't get into because I wasn't trading, like I said, over the weekends and stuff, over the week. But this was a very nice sell. So for this, what it was here was just a channel being formed after a big bearish pulse. You had a channel being formed here, which could initially be a pullback. You had your resistance areas here, resistance area here, and you had some consolidation at these areas. So what I wanted to wait for was the break, close of that area. That could have been your entry right there, and you could have your impulse here. I can draw out for you your impulse, your correction, and you could have your continuation there, and then that would have been your trade. So for now, what I'm also seeing here is I have this support area now that's being broken and that's being retested. So this could have been another entry that could have been entered. Could have your fib here. So you could potentially see UJ going down all of this right now, 65 pips, about, I would say about here, but you want to be mindful of at least this area because this was a strong wick. It showed that a lot of buyers came in the market when it came out, so you want to be very mindful of that as well. But this would be the overall targets for about 216 pips, but there's no entry for this at the moment. The only entry I could see right now, if you were to get in this, you want to wait and see how these areas hold up if price were to retest these areas right now. You want to see how price reacts to these areas. If I put some kind of trend line on this right now, yeah, so you want to see how price reacts to these areas here. And from these areas, you can see if you get a break close, and then you probably could re-enter this for a sell. And then you will have the impulse right there, the correction right there. You could probably take that if you do go to 38, back down there. This could be potential. Now to see this is, still could take this down to around there. Yeah, so that could be another setup there, but that's something once again that's not ready, that's already been ready through, already in that sell. Then yeah, that's a good thing. If you're not, you have to wait for more confirmations. And I'll do last but not least gold. So with gold, these were the last few setups I took before the Christmas for 290 pips there, then 150 pips there. This I had marked up last week, but I didn't take it. Once again, I try to be as disciplined as I can. So I told myself I wasn't trading over the holidays. So I said I wasn't gonna trade till after New Year. So I try to keep that promise to myself. But what happened was, price made new highs, broke out of it. What anticipated for a retest had a trend following afterwards. So the trend would have been, you want this touch, next touch, next touch, next touch, pushing up, broke out of it, which also broke out of this resistance area, retested the trend line, but also retested these lows that was made. So now price made this high, made this, and made a new high here. Came back, made a new high. So it's almost a head and shoulder, if you want to say this, head and shoulder. A head and shoulder pattern that was made, had the break of it, had the retest of the head and shoulder zone, plus also the trend line, the back of the trend line. So from there you had an impulse, a pullback, and you had your first TP would have been target right there. This would have been for about, I'll say, because you could enter after close of this candle here. I will tell you in other videos how I play stop losses, where I put my entries. So you are about a 70 pips stop loss. You are like 111 pips TP. So that could have been that for target. And then you are the structure that was broken out. Resistance, resistance, support, broke. Retest as resistance now. You watch your engulfing red candle there. So I would have entered after this close of this candle here. Although this ended weekly, I know that I want to anticipate to see if price wants to retest these areas a little more better, because it broke these areas, which was showing strong resistance, 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 resistance. Broke it, and but only gave a minor support at that area. So I want to see if price wants to come at least retest that area a little better than it did. So this could be another 80 pip for 100 and right there at these areas of resistance, support. So this could be about 110 pips once again. So that's what I do see, but give me 1 second. I might have to flip through around on this one here. Impulse. Correction. Yep. So that's what this would be the first target there, but this would be the overall target there. This would be the overall targets. So this would line up perfectly with this zone there. That's the overall targets. But that's what I see for now. So right now, gold isn't, if you're not already bidding gold for the sell already since last week, there's no entry at the moment. I mean, I won't say there's no entry. You will have to enter this exactly when the market opens at 6. And then if the only get stop loss would be a little more than what it would have been. Because if you enter it as soon as market open, you will deal with the spreads, and your stop loss will go a little bit higher over the zone, and your targets will still be around these areas. So you will still have almost 1 to 3 risk to reward. I just wouldn't enter that because I don't like risk to rewards that, like with that type of risk to reward. But yeah, hope you guys like the video. Hope to see you guys back again. There'll be a lot of content coming out for the new year. Stay tuned. I have a lot of plans for you guys. You guys be safe. God bless you all. And wish you all prosperous new year. Be safe.